Yeah, morning all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right?
Yes,
Thank you. So Python. So we had an introductory session in the last class, right? So we have discussed something related to Python. So Python was introduced in the year 1989, but all of a sudden Python has got a great boom. Reasons which makes Python super popular. Which makes Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Why it makes suddenly super reasons which makes Python super popular. Okay, first thing. Okay, Python has got what features? Python has generally as compared with other programming languages, Python has got very less coding. Most of the programmers or developers are migrating towards Python and attracted towards Python because of its very less coding. What is that? Very less code. Not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programming. And secondly, simple syntaxes which looks like normal English statements. The syntaxes of Python looks like normal English statements, right? Yes. And the third, very simple code, simple syntaxes, interactive mode given by Python. We can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response. Statement-wise interaction, statement-wise, it is going to give response. This kind of interaction you cannot see in other programming languages. Multi-programming features. Python has got multi-programming features. Multi-programming features. What are all the features we see in different other programming languages? All the features we are going to see in Python. And wide varieties of applications, right? Any kind of application you can develop today by using Python, like automation, web applications, animation, gaming, embedded applications, networking applications, desktop applications, right? In this way, wide varieties of applications we can develop, right? And many built-in libraries we have got in Python, right? Many built-in libraries. That's got nearly Python has got nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for different environments, right? Yes. And many built-in libraries, 89,300 modules it has got. For whatever environment you are from, whatever domain you are from, Python has got a module for each and every environment, for data science, for big data, for databases, for testing, for networking, for all this, right? Yes. And it is, we call Python as a general purpose programming, because of which we call Python, say, general purpose programming language. All right. And it is platform independent, machine independent, means it can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. It is a high level language. It is a high level language. It is an interpreted language. Interpreted means line by line execution, right? Interpreted. Interpreted language, line by line execution, which makes debugging easy. Platform independent, high level language, interpreted language, line by line execution, which makes debugging easy. And it's a programmer friendly programming. Programmer friendly or user friendly programming. So these are the reasons which makes Python super popular today. So at a rapid speed, you can develop applications using Python with very less coding, that too with simple syntaxes, with many inbuilt modules or libraries. It has got different environments. It has got multi-programming features like procedural-oriented features. It has got object-oriented features. It has got scripting features, modular programming features. It has got. Before you go further, you need to know something about PSF, Python Software Foundation. Python Software Foundation. PSF. PSF. It is a non-profit organization. It is a non-profit organization. It is a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community. It is a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community. It was launched in the year. It was launched in the year 2001. It is a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community. It was launched in the year 2001. The main objective is to foster the development of Python, to foster the development of Python from version to version. In the year 2005, in the year 2005, PSF, Python Software Foundation, PSF received, it received, right? Computer World Horizon Award. And the president for this, right? Guido van Rossum. Guido van Rossum, right? The same personality who introduced Python, the same personality, he is the president for this PSF, Python Software Foundation. Headquarters. Where are the headquarters? Delaware, US. Guido van Rossum, right. Headquarters, Delaware, US. Official website. Official website. Python.org. Official website, python.org, right? It's the official website. Python.org. It was launched in the year 2001, objective to foster the development of Python. PSF received Computer World Horizon Award, right? The president, Guido van Rossum, right? Headquarters, Delaware, US. Official website of Python, python.org. Python.org, right? Yes. Okay. Python versions. Python versions. Python 1.x version. The first version of Python in the year 1989. Python 2.x version, right? The second version was released in the year 2000. Python 3.x. It was released in the year 2008. The version what we are using currently is 3 version, right? 3 version. Yes, latest version of Python. Latest version of Python. Latest version of Python, right? Yes. Latest version of Python, right? Yes. Python 3.13. This is the latest version of Python 3.13. Stable version of Python. Stable version of Python. Python 3.12. Yes, stable version is nothing but mostly used version. Mostly used version, right? Yes. So the version what we'll be installing is 3.13. The latest version of Python, right? Next, Python installation. Hardly it takes 1 minute for installing Python. Python installation, right? Hardly it takes just 1 minute to install Python, right? Yes. Now go to the settings. Go to the settings, right? Go just apps, apps and features, right? So here, 1 second. Go to this Python 3.13. Python 3.13.2. So just I will uninstall this. I'll just uninstall, right? Yes. Again, I'll reinstall. I'll download this Python and I'll show you the download, how to download Python and how to install Python. Right? So Python is providing different softwares for different environments. Python is providing different softwares for different environments, right? For Windows, Linux, Mac OS, right? For Linux, no need of any installation. For Linux, there is no need of any installation, right? By default, Python comes as inbuilt within the Linux. Whenever you install any Linux operating system, Python comes as inbuilt within that. We no need of any separate installation. But for Windows and Linux, we are supposed to install.
Windows and Mac, right?
Sorry. In Windows and Mac, we are supposed to install. In Linux, no need of installation, but for Windows and for Mac, Python is providing softwares. For Windows, again, Python is providing two softwares for Windows, right? Python is providing two softwares. Means depending upon your Windows, if your Windows is a 32-bit, a separate software. If your Windows is a 64-bit, a separate software. Depending upon your Windows, right? So you need to select it accordingly. How will you check whether your Windows is a 32-bit or 64-bit? How will you check whether your Windows is a 32 or 64-bit means? 1 second. Just open your File Explorer, right? File Explorer, right? Just this PC is there. This PC, right click on that and say Properties. Right click and say Properties. What you are able to see here, System Type. 64-bit operating system. It is saying like 64-bit operating system. Okay. A 64-bit operating system. So if it is showing 32-bit, right, you need to suppose to download 32-bit Python software. If it is 64, you can download 64-bit operating system. Okay. So just what downloading Python, right? Downloading Python. The official website for Python, the official website, just open your Chrome browser, right? Just open your Chrome and just say python.org, www.python.org, the official website for Python from where you can download Python, right? Say enter. Yes. You can see this downloads folder. You can see this downloads folders. Within the downloads folder, all releases you can see. All releases. Download the latest version for Windows. See, just scroll down. Just scroll down to this bottom of the page. We'll see active Python releases. Don't go for it. Looking for a specific release. Looking for a specific release. Python 3.13.2. So you can see the latest versions. You can see all the Python versions from the last 20 years. From all the 20 years, what all the versions released, everything you can see here, right? Since from 2001 onwards, what all the Python versions released, everything you can, whichever version you want, you can select it. The latest version, right? February 4, 2025. It was released on Feb 4th. Means just 2 weeks ago, a new version was released. Python 3.13.2. I'll select it. Python 3.13.2. I'm selecting it. Now, if you scroll to the bottom of the page, just scroll to the bottom of the page. Can you see here? Windows installer 32-bit, Windows installer 64-bit. You can see the file size 27.3 MB of size. So just click on this if it is 64-bit. So now if you are using older version of if you are using older versions of Windows like Windows 7 or Windows 8, if you have got 32-bit, you select it. If it is 64, select it. Whenever you click it, your download will start automatically. Just click it, your download started. Check it here. One download in progress. So what is that? Python 3.13, 27.3 MB, right? Click it. Click the TXT file or go to the downloads folder and click the TXT file, just a 27 MB of size. Don't immediately go for the installation. Unlike other programming languages, we no need to set anything manually here. We no need to set anything manually, right? So at the bottom, you can see add Python to path, add Python to path, select it. Add Python to path, you select it. Whenever you select it, no need to set anything manually now. Your Python is going to be added to the path variable of OS. Yes. Now go for customize installation. If you are not selecting this, then you need to set the things manually, this in the environment settings. But here I'm going with the customize installation. Go with customize installation, right? Click it. Okay. Documentation, pip, ideally, test suite, right? Yes. Say next. Okay. Now you can see this only these two options creating shortcuts. Nothing to select here also. Everything are pre-selected. But see the installation location. See the installation location where this Python is going to get installed, right? Yeah. You can see users, Dell, app data, local, programs, Python 311, right? Yes. Where it is getting installed in some subdirectory. Tomorrow, if you want to locate Python, where it is available, you need to enter into all these subdirectories. You need to enter into all these subdirectories. So just remove all this. So remove all this, right? Keep your mouse before this Python 313, right? Remove all this part. Just I want to install Python within the C drive. That's it. Just within the C drive, install Python. So Python 313 means 3.13 version, right? Within this folder, within this Python 313, Python is going to get installed, right? Just say install. That's it. Python is going to get installed. Okay, fine. Hardly takes 30 seconds to install Python, right? Once it is installed, let us check whether it is properly installed or not, right? So Python can be installed within the Windows, within the Mac OS, within the Linux, it is already available, right? So close it, setup was successful. Just to close this, at the bottom search panel, type CMD, right? Yes. Command prompt to enter into the command prompt, right? Type CMD to enter into this command prompt, right? Just type Python and say enter. Python, just say Python, say enter. Python 3.13.2. Python 3.13.2, right? This is the version that we have installed, and this is the interpreter, right? You can check with any valid Python statements. I'm saying what is 5 plus 2? 7 into 5. X has 10. What is x plus 2? What is x minus 2? Any valid Python statements, you can just check with this, right? X into 2. X by 2. 10. 10 square is the power symbol in Python, right? A equal to Ajay. B equal to command. I'm saying A plus B. Friends, what? Ajay Kumar. A is Ajay, B is Kumar. A plus B, Ajay Kumar, right? So in this way, any valid Python statements you can type and you can interact, right? So this kind of interaction you cannot see in other programming languages until you create it and save it with some dot extension, right? In other programming languages, you cannot interact here. Any statement you can type and check. Even if it doesn't know about any Python functionality, you can type it and check what output it is going to provide. Based on that, you can analyze it. As a beginners and the learners, this interactive mode works better. Yes. For example, x equal to hello, HELLO, right? X into 5 prints hello for 5 times. X into 7 prints it for 7 times. We say quit, it will come out of this. If you are saying quit, comes out of this, right? In this way, you can work with it. So Python is installed, it is working fine. Fine. Coming back, right. So you can install in this way. Just for Mac OS, you can select this Mac OS 64-bit universal installer. You can just click it and download and install it, right? For Windows, Windows installer 64-bit. Even working in the Linux environment, if you want the latest version of Linux to be installed in your Linux machine, right? So everything you will do from the root user. So just say sudo apt-get install apt-get install Python 3.13. This command will automatically downloads and installs Python within your Linux machine. And the Python execution modes. Python execution modes. Two modes of execution. Two modes of execution. Python execution modes, two modes of execution. First is like interactive mode. Just now we discussed, right? Interactive mode. Second is batch mode. Interactive mode and batch mode. Interactive mode, here we directly type Python statements. Here we directly type Python statements. We directly type Python statements on the interpreter. And the user can easily interact. And the user can easily interact with Python statement by statement. Directly typing Python statements on the interpreter, and the user can easily interact with Python statement by statement. Advantage of interactive mode. What is the advantage of this interactive mode? To test the functionalities of Python. To test the functionalities of Python. And to learn Python. As a beginner, as a learner, right? Python, this interactive mode works better, I said, right? to test the functionalities of Python and to learn Python. Batch mode. So, but for developing applications using Python, this interactive won't work. We need to go for batch mode. Here we write set of statements. Here we write a set of statements within the editors or IDEs. Here we write set of statements within the editors or IDEs and save it by using .py extension and later submitting to Python. We are writing set of statements within the editors or IDs and save it by using .py extension and later submitting to Python. Save it by using .py extension, later submitting to Python. What are the various editors where we can write the Python code? Various editors, right? Yes. Within the notepad you can write. Within the edit plus you can write. Within the VI and within the nano editors, right? Yes. Within the notepad, within the edit plus, within the VI and nano editors, right? We can write this code. So these first two are for Windows environment. These two are for Linux environment, where we can write this Python code and create a .py files. And what are the various IDs where we can write this Python code? Various IDs where we can write the Python code. Yes. Python is providing different IDs. IDs means integrated development environment. Integrated means in real time we use these IDs for writing this Python code and developing applications. So we have got many IDs supported by Python. PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans. Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter Notebook, and VS Code. So why these many IDs for Python? Why not one or two IDs, right? Python is used for different environments. Like Python is used within the data science environment, big data environment, networking, testing, for databases, for embedded applications, for networking applications, for desktop. Different environments using different IDs. For example, data science environment, right? For example, data science environment, right? So for data science, Jupyter Notebook is mostly preferred. Jupyter Notebook is mostly preferred, and Spider is preferred, right? Even for big data, right? Spider is preferred. Jupyter Notebook is preferred for typical web applications. PyCharm, for typical web applications, PyCharm is preferred. VS Code is preferred. Among all this, right? The mostly used ID, right? Mostly used is PyCharm. Yes. Developing the first Python application. Developing the first Python application within a editor, right? Developing the first Python application within editor, example like Notepad. Just open Notepad, right? Open Notepad. Open Notepad and type the following Python statements. Open Notepad and type the following Python statements. We didn't discuss anything related to Python. Just I'll take two numbers or two values like x as 10, y as 4. I'm just want to perform some kind of arithmetic operations like print x plus y, print x minus y, x plus y, x minus y, print x into y and x by y. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. I'll just copy this to a separate notepad, right? Yes. I'll copy this to a separate notepad file, right? I'm pasting here, right? Control S. So I'll save it in a separate 1 second. Within the C drive, I created a separate folder for this batch, Python 8am batch as saved. So here I'll save it as sample1.py. I'm saving it within a folder Python 8am batch sample1.py. So just save as sample1.py. Save as sample1.py and submit this file. Save as sample1.py and submit this file. Submit this file to Python as submitting this file to Python, right? Yes. For example, at the bottom search panel, type CMD and within that type Python, type Python and specify the path where your file is available. Don't say enter. If you say enter, again it goes to interactive mode. Within the C drive, Python 8am batch. Python 8am batch. Yeah, within this Python 8am batch, what is the file name? Sample1.py. What is the file name? Present in which folder? Present in which drive? The entire path you need to specify to Python. Now you are submitting this Python file to Python. Now you will get the output for that. Enter. 10 plus 4, 10 minus 4, 10 into 4, 10 by 4, right? So just this is the type Python and see this. What is your observation here? Here we are writing the code at one place. We are writing the code at one place and executing at the other place. We are writing the code at one place and executing at the other place. Where we are writing the code? Within the notepad. Within the notepad you are writing, right? And executing at the other place. Where you are executing? Within the command prompt. Writing the code at one place and executing at the other place. Where you are writing at notepad, where you are executing at the but to write and execute at the same place. To write and execute at the same place. To write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE. We have IDLE, Integrated Development Learning Environment, which comes along with the Python software, which comes along with which comes along with the Python software, using which we can write and execute at the same place. We can write and execute at the same place. So I'll say you how to open this IDLE, right? First, just in the search panel, type IDLE. That's it. Type IDLE. This Python 3.13 what? Select it. Your Python cell gets open in this way. This one way. Otherwise, you can see where it is. Go to the start programs. Go to the start programs. Go to that all apps, all the installed apps, and just scroll down to this Python. Python 3.13. If we click it, Python 3. The first thing what we see is IDLE. Click that IDLE. Opens in this way. Python shell got opened. You want to interact, right? In the interactive mode, you can just interact. Otherwise, you can say file, new file, and write your code here, run your code here. Run option is there. So just I'll taking x as 10, y as 20. I'm saying write print x plus y, x minus y, x into y, as some kind of arithmetic operations. X plus y, x minus y, x into y, right? Yes. Save it. Control S. Run file, save. Go to this Python 8 a.m. batch. Here I'm saving it as sample2.py. Now here run it, run module. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, right? You can run the code here, execute. And writing the code here and executing the code here itself, right? Yes. Right. So let me discuss about the IDEs, right? Step by step, how to download, how to install, where to write the code, and how to execute the code within the IDEs. So today we have discussed, right? Reasons which makes Python super popular, Python software foundation, right? And Python versions, Python installation, Python execution modes, two modes of executions, various editors and IDEs, developing the first Python application within a editor, right? Yes. You see the course content for this, right? Yes. Check this in brief, in depth from this ground level to the advanced level, right? Python basics, history, applications, features, versions, installation, flavors, Python operations, interactive mode, batch mode, editors, IDEs, data types, variables, comments, type conversions, strings, different types of operators, different types of IDEs, flow control statements, looping statements, strings in Python, collections in Python, Python lists, Python tuples, Python sets, Python dictionaries, functions in Python, write modules in Python, packages in Python, errors and exception handling, file handling, right? Yes, object-oriented programming concepts, class object inheritance, polymorphism, and regular expressions, extracting data from the given data, database connection. I'll show you the installation of one database, how to work with SQL kinds of operations, Python data and time, operating system module, advanced concepts like advanced concepts. Advanced concepts like iterators, generators, closures, decorators work. CSV files, XML files, JSON files, graphic programming, right. Excel, working with Excel workbooks, data analytics, introduction to data science, Pandas model in brief, NumPy model in brief, and Matplotlib, right? Especially these three models, you have got a lot of job opportunities for these three models. And people who, this regarding Python core and advanced, nearly 30 topics in brief. And apart from this, people who go for Python full stack, Django framework in brief, means Django installations, Django applications creations, views, templates, admin models, advanced concepts, right? All these things. Along with, we are going to develop nearly 15 applications here, right? And also the prerequisites like UI technologies like HTML in brief, CSS in brief, JavaScript, and MySQL, right? Just a second, right? Just a second. Yeah, you can check with this, right? Yes. So Python core, yes, Python core and Python advanced both, right? Python advanced, Python core and advanced, nearly 60 to 70 hours, nearly 2 months we'll be spending. 5,000 is the course fee, right? So it's an offer batch. And apart from this Python core and advanced, if you want a Python full stack, UI technologies will be discussed in brief, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, Django framework, like 15, nearly 15 applications. 15 applications will be developing along with me. Flask framework, one more framework I'm going to discuss freely for this batch. MySQL and a project, right? So these topics from 2 to 6 also, we are spending nearly 70 hours, 2 months duration. 7,000 is the course fee for it. Python 70 hours, 5 framework 70 hours, totally 140 hours. So 5,000 is the course fee for this. 7,000 is the course fee for this, right? Totally 12K. But if you're taking this entire package, this Python package, right, with a single payment, it's 10K, right? So timings of this batch before you go with the payment process. First 1 week it will be at 8 a.m. Later after that it will be at 7 a.m. in the morning. Offerings from my side. You'll be getting each and every session video, soft copy of the class notes, assignments and tasks, a WhatsApp group for technical discussions, resumes and interview questions, live interactive sessions, right? 300 plus code examples and 15 plus applications, right? Yes. Tomorrow also everyone can attend the session, same timing at 8 o'clock using the same link to see more discussion on this, right? Yes. Any queries from your side, anyone? Tomorrow I'll enter into the technicals of Python, data types and variables, how exactly they are stored internally within this memory, how to print that address, type, everything, right?
So these class notes we are getting daily basis or the weekly basis?
Not weekly, every alternate days you'll be getting.
Okay, great.
So tomorrow you can attend, but from day after tomorrow, the link will be changing. You are supposed to get enrolled to get the link to your mail. And from day after tomorrow onwards, every day one video will be added to your Google Drive. And from day after tomorrow onwards, you'll be getting the notes daily basis or every alternate day. And a WhatsApp group will be created and you will be added to the WhatsApp group. Yes, all this, whatever I said, right, you will be getting those. Fine. All the sessions will be interactive sessions, as this was a demo session I was speaking most of the time. But normal sessions, for every statement I type, you will be responding what will be the output of it. Satish, right? Only in the first 2 3 days you will see theory, but later everything will be practical, nothing theoretically here. It's not a theory subject. Everything will be shown practically. Just I was showing you Today, if you have seen, right, just I was showing you everything, how to install Python. I've showed different ways of executing, interactive mode, batch mode, set of statement, batch mode, right? How we can write within this notepad and how we are submitting everything, right? That is what everything execution modes of Python, installation of Python that we have showed. But everything will be practical and there won't be any theoretical at all, right?
Okay.
Okay. So if I'm done with the queries, if there are no other queries, I will sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time at 8 o'clock. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.